Hello YouTube, this is OEF Collector, and today I'm bringing you the first episode of a new series that I like to call Call of Duty Historical Class Setups. So here's what I'm going to do in this series. I'm going to be taking various primary weapons and secondary weapons, also grenades, tactical, that stuff, and making a class, but the class is going to consist of weapons only that like a specific unit or division would have used in the US military. So I'm going to have like the primary weapon is the weapon that they would have used during whatever period, and the secondary weapon, and I'm going to have the grenade and tactical and the equipment that would have gone with those weapons during the era. And I'm going to tell you which Call of Duty the class is going to apply to, because I'm going to be going throughout the various Call of Duties, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and so enjoy. Today, for my first episode, I'm bringing you a United States Navy SEAL class. This class is going to be late 60s to even late 70s, Vietnam era, and the primary weapon that you're going to want to get is the Commando for this class. In real life, the Commando is chambered in .223 caliber or 5.56 millimeter, and the Colt Commando comes from the M16 family. So the receiver and a lot of the parts are the same parts that are used on the M16, except this has a collapsible stock and it has a shortened barrel. I think it has like a 10.5-inch barrel with a 5 or 6-inch muzzle flash suppressor. In Call of Duty, you have 30-round magazines for this gun, but I don't know why, because it if you notice, when you're reloading, it has the squarish type magazines, and those are only 20-round magazines. Those would be more correct for the era and the period. They used a lot of 20-round magazines in Vietnam, so those are the most common type of magazines rather than 30-round. I do believe that they did have 30-round magazines, but those were a little bit later on in the war. Back in the day, the Colt Commando, it was high-tech for an assault rifle. It had plastic or composite handguard and stock and grip, and that was new to the day pretty much, because before that they were using wood stocks, and so this was high tech. This was the Vietnam era equivalent to the modern day M4. It's part of that family, and the M16/M4 family has been evolving for over 50 years. And the fact that it's been in our military for over, a little bit over 50 years has proved to be a very reliable weapon, and that's the reason that it's still in service. The attachment that I was running with this gun is dual mags, and I've seen a lot of period pictures, from Vietnam era, of guys having, they tape one mag to the other mag, which is a dual mag. So that's why I ran it. It was a very common modification during the day. They didn't have red dot sights, or they did have that model of the ACOG, but it was pretty rare. You never really see them in use. They were only issued to special forces. But they didn't have red dot sights. They didn't really have silencers back in the day. So I chose the dual mags because that would be the most correct attachment for this period. Moving on to the secondary weapon, I picked the China Lake grenade launcher. I know it's a noob too, but this is a historical class, so I don't really care. This is going to be a class you're going to run around with to be cool, so you have a Navy SEAL class and stuff. So we have the China Lake grenade launcher. In real life, this holds 3 40mm grenade rounds, whatever type you want to put in there, explosive, smokes, any 40mm grenade rounds this shoots. This is called the China Lake grenade launcher because it was made at the China Lake Special Warfare Center in China Lake, California. And this is a U.S. Navy SEAL weapon only. These are very rare to find. They say upwards of possibly 50. That's right, 50 were made, so that's a very, very small amount. They say the Navy had documented like only 22. The highest serial number they found on one was a 50, but I think they said that it wasn't completed, so they don't know for sure how many working examples they made. And they said right now at the moment that the Navy has only 3 working models, and those are at their museums, the Special Warfare Museum and other Navy museums. If you want to get some more information about this, it's type in China Lake grenade launcher and find it on Wikipedia. But this is a very interesting gun. Very few amount were made because these were custom made in the Naval Special Warfare facility. On to the tactical equipment and lethal. For the lethal, I had the frag grenade, because this is a very common grenade with all U.S. military forces during Vietnam. The baseball grenade. I don't think they had Semtex during Vietnam. I haven't really taken the time. I don't even think it exists in real life, but I chose the frag grenade because almost everyone used it. Army, Navy, Marine Corps. But this was very common with special forces. You'd carry a few of these. They could get you out of trouble pretty fast if you use them right. You could probably use a tomahawk. I'm not sure. This probably would have been like a private purchase thing during Vietnam War. I'm sure a lot of special forces guys carried it though, because it would probably be good, in the jungles of Vietnam. On to the tactical. For the tactical, I chose the Willie Pete. This is a smoke grenade. This probably would have been another common thing in a special forces kit / loadout during Vietnam era. They didn't have the Nova gas. I don't think they had flashbang and concussion. I think those came out in the 80s, maybe early 90s. But so pretty much the only thing that would work if you wanted to do like a historical Navy SEAL class setup would be the Willie Pete / smoke grenade. These have been around for a long time, since World War II, and they've been a favorite of special forces. They're pretty good because in real life and even in the game, they will provide you with a nice little wall for you and your team to get by. That's one of the main uses they were used for, so that's what I have for the tactical. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is the equipment. For the equipment on this Navy SEAL class, I chose the Claymore, and that is because this was very common with special operations teams during Vietnam. It's the most accurate out of all the equipment that can be selected in Call of Duty Black Ops, so that's why I chose it. These came out during Vietnam, and they're still in use today because they work very effectively. These shoot out a bunch of metal ball bearings when they are set off, so it explodes, sending shards of metal at you, which is pretty bad if you are the enemy. And they are very effective. That's about it. So once again, for the rundown, we had the Commando, the China Lake, the frag grenade, smoke grenade, and Claymore. That's it for this episode. If you liked the video or enjoyed the video, please click the like button. I think that's the new way that YouTube rates the videos. I'm kind of slow to catching on to these things, but I found that out. And please rate the video. Never mind. Please subscribe. If you liked the video or enjoyed the video, please click the little like button, and maybe check out a few other of my videos. Maybe check out my channel, please, and please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel so I have a better subscriber base. Get a little bit more noticed. Once again, I film in HD, so all of my videos are in HD. Please check some others out. Thanks, guys.